Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video if you're potentially interested in the Tropical cat and show you some things on the outside and then also show the inside. I figured that's a lot easier than taking a bunch of photos since the inside is pretty much black. It's easier to see on video than just still photos. But to start out with, this cat is made on a PLA Plus base, which is 3D printed. And even though it's 3D printed, it is very lightweight. There are holes that were intentionally printed throughout the base, there's big ear vents, and both of those things help a lot with airflow and keeping the overall weight down. This head weighs roughly 2 pounds, which is super light considering, all the hardware inside, like the straps and the padding and all that good stuff. So yeah, extremely comfortable to wear and very lightweight, which helps with the moving jaw movement as well. So I'll go ahead and show the moving jaw. And if you're curious about how this works, I've got a bunch of videos and photos on my Patreon. Let me go to a regular view right there. It's overlapped on the inside and outside, which really helps hide the moving jaw mechanism. A lot of times when you have moving jaw suits, you've got like a big crease in here or the fur's bulging because you're folding it kind of in the middle. And with this overlap technique, it is very well hidden. So there it is opening up. And obviously if you were up like crazy close, you could figure out where it's overlapping, but I mean, it's pretty seamless, opens really easily. There's virtually no resistance, because sometimes with moving jaw stuff, when you've got a lot of fur folded in or you have to pull elastic really tight to kind of hide fur creases, then it makes it hard to open. But with this one, because I have that overlap, there's, like I said, virtually no resistance, so it's very easy to open. One thing I will say is most people are going to have to exaggerate a little bit when you're talking. If you hold your hand under your chin like this when you talk normally, you'll feel that your mouth doesn't, most people, their mouth doesn't open like super wide. So it will open a little bit when you're talking normally. It can vary, the sensitivity will vary a bit depending on your head size, but most people are going to have to exaggerate, and a lot of the fun expressions come from like just tilting your head and opening your mouth without saying anything or making little motions with your mouth. Those are very easy to do without talking, and those are always super fun. Like I like to tilt my head and open my mouth, or cover your eyes and open your mouth and shake your head like like you're confused or something, and those are always fun because people get a kick out of those. But it can open about this far at its max, so it's just going to depend on your head size and how all that stuff goes together. But yeah, it's very fun to wear because it's so easy to move. I would just recommend practicing performing with it a bit at home and seeing how far you have to open your mouth to get the desired effect. But that's about it on the outside. I guess I will mention the little markings, because people will ask me, are airbrushed or dry brushed. And these eyes are dye sublimated eyes that have a following effect. And the entire suit is waterproof. This whole thing can be dunked in water. I don't recommend putting in a washing machine because I don't want something to like break or the eyes get stabbed out or something. But this is all waterproof. The airbrushing is not going to come off when you wash it. There is a certain way to go about cleaning it, but it is all washable. A lot of people kind of think that airbrushing will bleed or it'll come right off as soon as it comes in contact with water, and that is not the case. And this does come with a care guide that includes, it has a little QR code on it you can scan. It'll take you to a YouTube video of me cleaning an airbrushed head from start to finish. So that should help make the process easier, but I promise it'll be okay being washed. Because I know sometimes I'll airbrush stuff I don't want to, and it will not come back off even with me attempting to remove it. So it's pretty sturdy, but yeah, that's another nice feature of this suit, is this thing can get wet, it can be cleaned inside and out. So to flip it over on the back, it has a zipper that goes all the way to the top, and this makes it easy to get on and off when you're done wearing it. Like if you're at a convention and you really want this to air out, you can unzip this and get all this airflow going in here and help dry it out quicker. On the inside, it's got an adjustable head strap. Hopefully y'all can see this. There we go, it brightened up a little bit. It's Velcro in a T shape, so you can adjust the tightness this way, and you can also adjust it top to bottom a little bit, because you can see this Velcro here. So this horizontal strap, you could scoot it down a little bit, or you could move it up higher, just kind of based on your preferences. And this over here is an extension of the Velcro, and I just have it covered up because most people are not going to need it unless you have a super tiny head. So that's why it's covered, so that way it's not catching on the fur back here. Let me open it up real quick. On the inside, you can see those holes I was talking about for the 3D printing. The elastic is tied on both sides with a triple knot. If you have this like long term and something were to happen to the elastic, maybe it would stretch out over time or deteriorate if you had it like a super long time. This makes it easy to get to it. You can cut it out and put new in. So you don't have to worry about that. This is part of the overlapping design that hides the seam on the moving jaw. And there is a permanent chin rest in here. It's 3D printed and lined with EVA foam. So it's very comfortable, but while also still being a little bit rigid, because you need some kind of a rigid chin rest for a moving jaw to work super well. But yeah, it's comfy and easy to wipe out and clean with soap and water. The entire inside of the head can be cleaned with soap and water. And this is removable head padding. The head comes with two different pieces. This is the thinner one, and there's one that's a little bit thicker if you've got a small head, and it just attaches the Velcro right in there. And if you are crafty and you want to make a different size that you feel like fits you better, or maybe if you've got a super tiny head and want me to make like a third piece that's extra thick, that's something that could be done. It makes it really nice and customizable, so a wide variety of people can wear this suit. The max head size I recommend 23 inches horizontally, and I would say 26 inches vertically. And when I say vertically, I only have one hand, so I can't really hold it very well, but you'd put the tape measure up here and go in front of your ears, under your chin, in front of the ear again, and back to the top, and that is your vertical head measurement. So 26 recommended. If you go above that, it might sit at an angle on your head, or the jaw might not close all the way because your head's too tall, if that makes sense. So those are the measurements I recommend, and you can see from this side how big those ear vents are. But yeah, that's about it. Let me know if you have any questions about the suit before you buy it, and thank you for watching.